Today I am watching the 1998 Patreon-sponsored movie Dark City, the director's cut. I don't know the plot, I don't know the cast, I don't know the director, I don't know anything like that. I'm very curious to see what it's about based off the title. Sounds like something interesting. So thank you so much for sponsoring this video, and if you would like to sponsor a video, be sure to click the link below and join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for some more awesome content. Okay, midnight, is that significant? Interesting. This is it looks like miniatures, but comment below if you know how they did this set. Yeah, I'm guessing this is some form of miniatures. Oh, that's so creepy. I love those like fishbowl windows too. This actor looks familiar, but I can't remember his name right now. Is he like being drugged or something? Like he seems very disorientated. Oh god! Oh, goldfish! Yeah, like everything seems unfamiliar to him. Okay, KH. Very interesting indeed. Kind of like Memento. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what is this? And those people look like Slender Man or something weird. Like that was so creepy. It didn't look like they had any like faces. Yeah, and that girl looked like she had like targets drawn on her or something with these red circles.
You do. Only thing makes you a guest in this joint, pal, is cash on the barrel head.
Yeah, then whose suitcase is that? Because the initials weren't J. Murdoch. Yeah, and he's 3 weeks? That's insane. He's been asleep that whole time? What? Lots of questions. Is that... There wasn't any credits, we just had the title screen. That's Jennifer Connelly, okay. I'm very intrigued. I'll probably have a lot of questions though.
A rather crude experiment designed to further my studies.
I don't understand.
Is that Kiefer Sutherland?
Grappling with feelings of betrayal stemming from your marital difficulties.
Okay, is it gonna be more like Eternal Sunshine where they get their memories erased after a bad relationship? Yeah, I'm guessing that's the doctor that performed this memory erasing experiment on him, and that's why he knows where he would be and how he'd be feeling.
J. Murdoch.
That'd be so bizarre, you don't even know your own first name.
Have a call, girl.
J. Murdoch.
Oh, this actor looks familiar as well. I'll have to look it up.
Bumstead.
Lace is untied.
Ah, it's like on the tip of my tongue. I've seen him in so many things. Ah!
Wow. Looks like somebody woke up on the wrong side of bed.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, they haven't said what year. Oh, is it supposed to be fingerprints that she has drawn on her? Okay, interesting. Yeah, they haven't said what year this is supposed to take place in. It kind of looks like the 50s, 40s, 50s, somewhere in there. That's my guess, but it's hard to tell.
Hello? Excuse me?
Why would he leave his wallet with this vending machine place? What? An automat. Oh my gosh. He can open things with his mind?
Hey, too bad about Walenski, huh?
Yeah, is this based on a book or anything like that? Comment below and let me know.
The only thing that should be committed is Walenski.
Okay, yeah, so a former detective is telling them that there's no way out?
Now.
It's not working on him? Oh, God. Oh! Yeah, he has like these mind control powers. Oh, they can fly. Great, they weren't terrifying enough. Yeah, and that sound sounds like something's just stuck. Whoa! What was that like blue orb thing? Oh my gosh.
Quick.
Mr. Quick, dead. Yes.
Okay, the doctor knows about these pale people.
You the west, Mr. Glove, the south, Mr. Shade, the north.
They're just all Mr. and then inanimate objects.
Have this man.
Something's going on. Oh man, so many questions.
Murdoch, stop!
Oh, that's such a great shot. I love it when they do that with the stairs. What? Yes! These powers are so interesting. You just created a door, but to where? Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's very convenient, but insane. The experiments that he did to erase his memory gave him some kind of powers.
I can't seem to remember if it's Main Street West or the Crosstown.
The cab driver doesn't remember how to get to the beach he spent his honeymoon on, and there's been a few signs. And we saw a postcard for Shell Beach as well in his suitcase.
Rather lonely. Good evening, Inspector. I really must be going.
Okay, so the doctor thinks John is the killer. He's like telling the detective, you're not looking deep enough into this. And it's a literal like dark city, like the color palettes are dark. Everything's been happening at nighttime so far. We haven't really seen the sun.
You know how uncomfortable we find all this moisture.
I'm sorry,
They prefer it dry.
Perhaps some exercise would do you good.
I'm guessing this imprinting is how they like control people, like when he told them to like go to sleep now. Whoa! And it's so interesting to have the narrative from an unreliable source because it just makes you question things even more.
There is no case. There never was. It's all just a big joke.
What?
It's a joke.
Is this gonna turn out to be like a dream or something at the end? I'm really enjoying it. I hope things will be explained later on. They're making memories?
Do bring back memories.
Or they're making like kits of memories? What are they doing with like an assembly line of journals and dolls?
In the family.
Doctor.
What? What?
It is time.
Okay, so they call their abilities turning or tuning? Yeah, that's so interesting to think of this doctor and this like society of, I'm calling them pale people because I don't know what they're actually called. Creating memories? Like that's what it seemed like he was adding all these different feelings into this injection.
Shut it down.
John Taffer, shut it down. Yeah, circles have definitely been a theme so far. This like spiral.
Night shift soon.
Well, it's about time, dear.
This sounds so scripted. I mean, I know obviously it's scripted. Oh, she's just biting into her own hand. That felt like a weird sitcom or something. They're shutting down what, like the city? What? 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 Bye. The Evil. Is that an actual movie? Book of Dreams? Coming attractions?
Hello?
Could you imagine? It's like, we've seen like a similar thing with like, where you're the only person left after like a apocalypse or something like this. But yeah, to literally see everybody still be in their cars and just asleep, or are they dead? I don't know.
Can anybody hear me?
I don't know if it would be good luck or bad luck to be the only one left. And I'm guessing because John can tune, that's why he's not asleep. They have the ability to stop an entire city and then also create new buildings. It looks so amazing though, like the miniatures and all this stuff, or however they did it. If it was CGI, I don't know, but so cool. The only living boy in Dark City. Is it gonna be like Westworld where they're all like robots or something and it's just like a giant game? And they just like live out their storyline.
Richard, probably have maid's quarters before the night is through.
Oh god! Yeah, that's so crazy how the scenery and the sets and the background and everything is changing constantly. Whoa! I'm obsessed with it. I'm definitely gonna need to look it up after I've finished watching and find out all the behind the scenes stuff. Could you imagine, like... Well, I guess they wouldn't remember their previous life, so they wouldn't know what's happening. They wake up and they think this is how things have always been. And this guy's like, the doctor's like the architect for this reality. Yeah, and how many times have they done this? Like, how many times have they changed these things? Definitely a lot of questions, but I really enjoy it. Yeah, and they didn't change everybody. They only changed certain people. So bizarre! And it was only like a couple of minutes. Oh my gosh, and now things are just going on as normal, like nothing ever happened at all.
Always resorted.
What Mr. Hand proposes is our...
Oh, they're gonna give Murdoch's memories to Mr. Hand?
This may.
So yeah, they'll have the same memories and that they can... Oh, that needle thing freaks me out. Yeah! Yeah, the only like pops of color we've really seen have been during the memories, those like brief flashes.
Karl.
That was on the suitcase. Yeah, who's KH?
25 years. No days off for good behavior.
It makes it sound like a prison sentence. And yeah, all the avenues are like A, B, C, like letters of the alphabet. Oh my god. The fact that they can fly is somehow their creepiest feature. Yeah, the fact that they're tracking him through his old memories is crazy. Like, could you imagine if somebody did that, had access to your old memories, and was slowly just like seeing all the things you saw, and Shell Beach is the end of the line?
Come looking for you, Murdoch.
Just like they'll come looking for me. But that's okay.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, I know what he's gonna do. I know what he's gonna do. Yep, oh god. Switching people's memories? Oh my gosh. That would be so bizarre.
Small world.
Ah, especially when you're stealing people's memories. Yeah, they want to like strip the person and like take away all the individual memories and experiences people have. So bizarre. And he's like, yeah, like how horrible would that be? Like it's some weird form of torture to make them live through this life where nothing is truly their own. Oh my gosh! Oh. Okay, so we know these guys are the killers for sure.
They're dead, Johnny. They died when the house burnt down.
Oh my gosh.
Looked after you.
We saw a few flashes of the fire, but yeah, we didn't know his parents died.
What's that?
Huh?
What is that?
Yeah, the scar on his arm. Yeah, are the Shell Beach memories not true? Is his current memories not true? He doesn't have that scar.
What's happening, Inspector?
I'm not sure I know anymore.
Everybody's questioning their past and no one seems to have like a clear idea of what happened.
Guide to Shell Beach by Johnny Murdoch.
It's blank. Oh my gosh. We saw him writing in it in the video. I feel like this would have made a cool comic book. I don't know if that's what its origins are.
What we are, we use your dead as vessels.
Oh my god, so he's dead? Yeah, and they said they create this city, so the city's not real? Oh my god, that's terrifying! He's gonna get crushed! Oh, that backfired. Oh god! Oh! Yeah, they said they want to become human and they use their dead to like figure it out. What? So are all these people dead? Oh my god, stop biting people's fingers. Yeah!
Jigsaw puzzle in front of my face, and every time I try to rearrange the pieces, it still doesn't make any sense.
Yes, I feel like that's the theme of the movie.
You can't remember, can you?
Yeah, what is the chances that every person in the city can't remember to get to one location? And they've advertising it.
Wait, I got a better one for you.
It's a stop on the subway.
You remember doing something during the day?
Right? Where's the sun in this movie? Is that why those people are so pale?
Explain this.
Yeah, he's like, why can I make this book float? How is that normal?
No, wait.
Yeah, that's such an interesting story of memories and false memories and what you believe and what actually happened. And if somebody tells you something happened, you just believe that because you know, there's photos, so you remember things. Yeah, and I'm curious if this police officer was involved and just doesn't remember, or what his connection to all this is.
Doctor.
Is that concoction of memories he made?
I won't. I refuse. You can't make me go there.
Whoa, his eyes. Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh!
Who are you people?
Thank you. Yes, I would love to know. Yeah, and the apartment's completely empty.
I'm not Anna.
Yeah, they're changing her name now from Emma.
The lost wallet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what they did to John.
They control everything here, even the sun. That's why it's always dark.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay, they also hate the light.
From where?
And he was never a kid? Like they were always been adults? What?
What we might have been. Somewhere else.
Or he was never a kid in this world, I guess? Like, they took them from somewhere else and brought them here. Yeah, and no one remembers how they got here. Yeah, so if he was never a kid in this world, would Shell Beach be from a different world that's still connected to this one? Or are those just the fake memories they gave him?
It's in your head.
It's kind of reminded me of like the Truman Show, like they're always being watched, and especially at the end of the Truman Show when he's on the beach and he has this scene with his dad on the boat. Oh my gosh. What? They're just floating in space? What?
And now you know the truth.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're just floating in space. Oh my god. What? That's crazy. Yeah, and it's like this perfect circle that nobody can ever leave. And again, going into like the theme of circles. Oh no, I liked him. Bye. And even when he like went through that ripple, like there seems to be like a protective thing around them so that nothing can go in either.
Yes.
What do I care?
Yeah, is she even real?
You see, I have become the monster.
Ah!
Would have.
Yeah, is this just one like big simulation, like the Matrix? So is this some kind of like alien race? Like they said they're going extinct and they're dying and they're trying to become human?
The doctor was right. He has evolved.
Kill him.
Ah, little kids are so creepy. Oh, his fingerprint was changing to show he's evolving? What?
It is time, Doctor. Imprint.
Oh my gosh, and they make him have this like metal cage around him. I feel bad for this doctor. Yeah, that's their go-to move. They love to just shut it down. Just toy with people's feelings and memories. That's cool, no big deal.
Pain will only last a moment.
Oh god!
You will survive, John. You will find strength within yourself, and you will prevail.
What?
John, maybe one day I'll be working for you.
He's had the abilities this whole time? He's the one that made the machine? So they were like training him his whole life, basically? Yeah, they're having this like mind fight between the two of them. Oh my gosh. And they wanted to erase his memories so that he wouldn't know his involvement in all of this. The soundtrack has been so good. Ah! Oh, mind battle. Okay. Oh, oh! Oh, God. Oh! Yeah, like the special effects and stuff look really cool. They don't look super dated. Yeah, and whatever this blue alien, life force thing is.
Facility where the stranger stored the memories has been destroyed.
His wife will never remember him.
Concentrate hard enough.
He's like, have I created a monster? So crazy to think that there's just like all these little cities floating around in outer space. Oh, he made the beach. Is he gonna bring back the sun now? Yeah, they were afraid of water, so there wouldn't be any beach. Yeah, coming soon, Book of Dreams. That was the same movie we saw at the intro, but like the text was all missing. Because he'll remember her as Emma, but she won't, and yeah, he can't get her memories back.
In here. You went looking in the wrong place.
Is he trying to say you should look at people's hearts, not their heads? Oh my gosh. Yeah, now he's just like recreating this world that he remembers from these memories. Oh, he's bringing back the sun. Oh, yay. Yeah, I imagine your eyes would take a while to adjust to the sunlight. And it seems like super saturated almost. Like it looks like a dream. Actually, it's reminding me of a scene from Requiem for a Dream, which also starred Jennifer Connelly.
It's so beautiful here.
He's like, you have no idea. Yeah, just like this dark gray, like mammoth of a structure, and then this picturesque beach.
I'm headed that way myself.
What are the odds?
Sure.
Yeah, he's like, if I'm gonna be stuck in this fake world, and I have the ability to make it whatever I want, basically. Oh, what a crazy movie. Oh my gosh. I don't recognize the director's name. And it says screenplay produced by, okay, all by the same person. William Hurt, that's his name. Oh, I've definitely seen him and stuff before. So that was my first time watching the 1998 Patreon-sponsored film Dark City. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely still processing it. It's definitely one of those movies I think I'm going to have to watch again now that I've seen it, so I can pick up on all the little pieces and try and put things together. But overall, I definitely enjoyed it. I like movies that have lots of layers and lots of pieces, and I feel like there's lots of things you can interpret from this movie, and it's one that will be sticking with me for the next little while, which I like. It reminded me of Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, just the relationship with him and Emma or Anna, and he wants to get his memories erased because of that. That's what I thought maybe this was going. And the Truman Show, how he's always being watched by this group of alien people, and how they're always spying on him and changing him and doing all these things to his world. And then especially that scene at the beach as well, which we've seen the Truman Show, you know that scene, and on the Matrix, where you're like, this could be a simulation. Like, is this actually real life? What's real? Like, is this a dream? And they definitely did a good job of adding confusion and just toying with the audience's own memories as to like, okay, what happened, where are we going, like, is this important, is this not important, and especially even with like the time of the movie, where we had, it looked like the 40s or 50s with like their vehicles and some of the words that they were using and like their manner of speech. And then when we see them at the police station, you know, he's talking about fingerprint technology, but they're still using payphones. And then he goes to that auto mart place, or that automat place, to get like his wallet back, and just, yeah, definitely blurring the lines of time, which you could interpret as these aliens not being familiar with humans and maybe they've never visited Earth. Again, you could go back to how these people ended up in this world, but maybe that's just how they perceive humans. Is it this one time period, or even pulling from multiple time periods ends up with these multiple versions of the world that we know? It's not like a continuous line, they're just pulling sporadically. Yeah, like, how did these people end up in this world in the first place? One of the lines they mentioned was, "We've been using your dead." So I'm interpreting it as the people in this world are all dead and that they've passed away on Earth, and that the aliens have somehow accessed them and that they're tapping into them to try and find out more about the human experience. Because I feel like if they would have actually visited Earth and would have had that experience, it would have been we would have seen a different version of this world. So I'm kind of going off, if they've never actually been to Earth, they're just going off of what people's memories are. And even when we see John's earliest memories are him at the beach with that fire, so maybe that actually happened in real life, you know, maybe not Shell Beach, as Shell Beach was made up, but at a specific beach, and they just altered his memories and he didn't survive the fire and he passed away with his family, so they were able to access him. Again, I don't know if that's actually what happened, if the people on this world are in fact alive. I'm kind of interpreting it as the original John Murdoch, even if that was his real name. Who knows, maybe they gave him a new name, but that he died in that fire. The fact that these aliens were just trying to find out how to be human, and they're just conducting these experiments to learn more about being human. Like, they were also definitely going around killing people, as we saw them killing those prostitutes. It's interesting to think that this like alien race and this alien species would essentially use humans as a way to figure out how to be human. They're essentially creating this world where they get to like play house, and they make these fake realities for people and take their memories and then transport their memories to other people, and then take some of this and a little bit of that, and they're trying to find this formula as to what makes a human, basically. And that's just so crazy if you think about it. Like, if you had to define, you know, in like a scientific formula other than like anatomy and, you know, but how would you define like a human? And you know, their memories, and even like human memories have been altered and can be falsified. I know there's a lot you couldn't go into there, but yeah, it was just such an interesting concept and so cool to think about. And do your memories make you human? And does having a shared memory take away from that human individuality, which is what they were so looking for? They wanted to have an individualized human experience, but they had taken that away from everybody at the same time. And even Dark City itself was very vague. Like, the street names are all named after letters, basically. It's not even like Maple Street or something. They're just going through letters of the alphabet. And, you know, we find shells at a beach, so they name it Shell Beach. And just like no creativity, no individualism. Everything is very dark and muted and toned down. And the fact that they're conducting these scientific experiments on people without their knowledge, and just such a crazy movie and so interesting. I'm definitely going to have to look up some things about it now that I've seen it and try and get a better understanding of things. I don't know that this is a movie for everybody. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, I think it's definitely one that'll make you think. And it was true at Dark City, we didn't have any sunlight until the very end, when John is in control and can create his own version of this world. And even like their clothing and the buildings, everything was very dark and toned down. And the only time we're really shown color is through flashbacks and memories. And if you want to relate that color to possible happiness, like that's when John was happy when he was with his family at the beach, and it's very bright and colorful. And now that he's on his own in this other world, it's very dark and toned down. And even his wife isn't actually his wife, and she doesn't remember him. And even the end, when he's, you know, he knows where she'll be because he planned it, and she doesn't remember him, but he remembers her, and how disorientating that would be, that he's going to have all these memories of her that she doesn't, and just so bizarre, but I really enjoyed it. I feel like this is a movie that isn't meant to have every question answered. I feel like you're supposed to have questions and you're supposed to leave things up for interpretation. I don't know if the theatrical version was explained things more or had different cuts that led to a different ending or anything like that, so comment below and let me know. I feel like a movie with this subject matter and this kind of structure to it, I'd want to see the director's cut anyway, especially since the director directed, produced, and wrote it. You'd want to get his exact story, because I feel like otherwise things are going to get lost in translation and you get a totally different version. So I'm definitely glad I watched the director's version, so thank you again for sponsoring this video. Definitely themes of individualism and identity throughout this movie, and spirals and circles. We saw tons of those, and people's coffee cups and your fingerprint. I mean, what's more identifying than your individual fingerprint? And that's so interesting when we see at the end that John's is now changing, and they say he's evolving and his literal fingerprint is changing. Like, so crazy. Everything was circular. Even when we saw the doctor at the bathhouse, it's a circular shape, and he's got that mice or the rat in the maze and it's a circle. And you could even interpret that the rat in the maze is similar to the people in this world, because like that other detective keeps yelling, you know, there's no way out, there's no way out. He keeps drawing circles over and over. And obviously we also see that on the girls' bodies after they've been killed, and just this endless ring of no matter where you go, you can't escape, which is what we see. And they try to go to Shell Beach and nobody can figure out where it is. Nobody can remember how to get there. Even the cab driver was like, oh, I went there for my honeymoon. You know, you think that would be a pretty significant life event. You think you would remember. And he's also a cab driver. Like, you think he would know the city inside out and the quickest way to get everywhere. And he can't remember which route to even take. But when we see them break open that brick wall and just, oh my gosh, like that was such a pivotal point to the movie. And we realize that they pull back and we realize they're just floating in space. Even if you want to play into the John's not real, he's real, whichever version of that you want to allow yourself to believe. But as a person, if you process, you know, could you imagine just like breaking down a wall in your house and then you're staring out into space? And they didn't get sucked into space. Of all the things in the movie, that didn't bother me. And then we saw them kind of go through that like ripple water effect when the detective got pulled through. And in my mind, that's kind of like a barrier so that they don't get sucked through, and so also things don't come in, because they're just floating through space. Can you imagine if like a meteor or something just crashed into them? That would obviously ruin their experiments. So yeah, that's my kind of interpretation, but it was very interesting to see John question things. And another movie, it reminded me of Memento, where a guy has lost his memories and he's got everything tattooed on his body and he's trying to figure out, you know, looking at photos and trying to gather his memories again, which is a crazy movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I really liked the sets. Comment below if you know how they made them. Were they all miniatures? Was it all CGI? I know it was 1998, so maybe not so much CGI, or maybe just a little bit, but very cool. And the fact that they would shift and change, and every time they would do this tuning, always at midnight apparently, and they would just go into people's houses and change their entire world and, you know, make them now suddenly wealthy and add servants' quarters and just totally alter their entire world, and they have no memory of it. And these people just wake up and this is their new reality. And it felt like it was a pretty quick process, and they were like mind controlling these people to all fall asleep while they did this process, which we saw worked on everybody but John. And so bizarre, like just such a mind trip to not have any memories of these lives that you've lived, but you've lived them, and nobody else knows that you've lived them either, because their memories have also been altered. Even when we see Anna at the water talking to these aliens, and he's saying very specific memories about how John and Anna met, and Anna's like, yeah, like that's how I met my husband. Like, just so bizarre. I couldn't imagine meeting somebody and having a conversation and they had this very specific memory that you had, and it would just be so disorientating, being like, how do you know this? Like, why do you know things that I've never told you before? Like, you're a stranger. And so strange and so bizarre, but just such an interesting concept. And if memories are what makes you human, once you start altering those, do you become less human? And that scene where the doctor is making just like a concoction of everybody's, he's like, oh, some teen angst and childhood memories and romance, and just like picking and choosing all these different human experiences to make this one memory and to make this human so that he can, give it to the aliens so that they can somehow become human and have these memories, which wouldn't be theirs anyway. They'd still be fake. It's crazy to think of a world where that could exist and where humans are just being fabricated and then giving fake memories and, oh, that, that plan didn't work out. We'll try this memory on you. It definitely did remind me of Westworld a little bit as well, where these robots come to life and have different storylines, basically, which you could, relate to different human lives. But, one storyline, you're this person, another storyline, you're this person, but you don't remember them. So yeah, very bizarre. I like the way John summarized it at the end when he was explaining, like, you guys have been, injecting us in our brains because you thought that's what made us human, but I interpreted that as he meant, what's in our hearts is what makes us human, which I thought was such an interesting way to phrase it. And I feel like that's more accurate. Like I said, memories can be falsified, and memories can, hundreds of people can have the same shared experience, but that doesn't mean they're all the same person. And even when they wanted to study, okay, what would make you a killer? So they'd make him feel like he was a killer in this fake world, taking what's in someone's heart, like how do you replicate that, and how do you replicate the characteristics of the basic human being, other than like the literal human anatomy of the heart, but like the feelings in a heart, like how do you replicate that, and just how you feel about the memories. And even at the end when we see like, oh, like, don't hurt her, and he's like, well, why do you care? She's not even real. But he still cares because the feelings in his heart, not in his head, for this person. And just, yeah, a really cool movie. I thought the performances were great. Everybody did such a good job. The cast was great. I really enjoyed it. Great soundtrack. Those sets were insane. I'm so curious to learn more about those and how they altered them, and just even that like ripple effect. It was subtle, but it was still cool, and they didn't really look dated. And like the makeup and prosthetics for those aliens was really interesting. Just that very, pale face, dark clothing, shaved head, like simplistic but also very effective, because you could easily recognize who they were. And also when they wore their like black top hat, and how these aliens were taking them over as well. So just so crazy, but it didn't look dated in my opinion. Even like the little alien blue orb things, they still looked decent. If this isn't based on a comic book, I think it would have made a really cool comic book. So comment below, was there source material? Are there remakes or sequels or anything like that? Comment below and let me know. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a super creative story and lots of pieces, and definitely one that kept you watching as you're trying to figure it out. So thank you so much for sponsoring this Patreon video. I'm definitely excited to do more research and to find out more about it, but I'm interpreting it as John didn't make it through that fire, and now he is on this other world. And even when we see him that he doesn't have the scar, like, what does that mean? So yeah, and again, maybe all the questions aren't meant to be answered, but definitely an interesting take on humans, memories, identity, all those themes. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me, and thank you again for sponsoring this video. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Okay, midnight, is that significant? Yeah, and that girl looked like she had like targets drawn on her or something with these red circles. And then whose suitcase is that? That'd be so bizarre, you don't even know your own first name. He can open things with his mind? Oh, they can fly, great, they weren't terrifying enough. They're just all Mr. and then inanimate objects. They're making memories? Stop biting people's fingers!